Land ships are cool and weird, so when I saw this, I had to do a video on it. Neubaufahrzeug, or New Construction Vehicle in English, was a German landship tank developed in the interwar period that consisted of 3 turrets, one of which had 2 cannons. The tank was developed in the 1930s by the German army as a replacement for the aging Panzer I and Panzer II tanks. The tank was designed to be a heavy multi-turreted tank that could provide superior firepower on the battlefield. Interesting fact about this tank is that it was one of the largest tanks ever built by the Germans, with a weight of around 25 tons and a length of nearly 8 meters, or about 26 feet. It was also armed with a 7.5 centimeter KWK L-24 gun and 2 7.92 millimeter machine guns, making it a formidable force on the battlefield. Despite its impressive design, the tank faced several challenges during its development. One of the main challenges was the fact that the tank was too heavy to be transported by rail, making it difficult to move across large distances. Another interesting fact is that there were only 5 of these tanks that were ever produced, making it a rare tank that is seldomly seen in museums or historical reenactments. The tank entered service with the German Army in 1935 and saw action in several battles during World War II. One of the most notable battles in which this tank fought in was in the Battle of Norway in 1940, where the tank was part of the German invasion force tasked with securing the country's posts and airfields. The tank saw action in several battles during the campaign, including the Battle of Narvik, where it played a crucial role in the German victory. Despite its impressive design, the tank faced several challenges during the campaign. One of the most significant challenges was the tank's heavy weight, which made it difficult to maneuver in the difficult terrain of Norway. The tank's tracks often got stuck in the mud or snow, and it was unable to cross bridges or move through narrow mountain passes. Despite these challenges, the tank performed well in combat and proved to be a valuable asset to the German army. During the Battle of Narvik, the tank was used to provide suppressive fire against Norwegian and Allied forces, allowing German infantry to advance and secure critical objectives. However, the tank's combat effectiveness was ultimately limited once again by its design. The tank's multiple turrets and heavy armor made it slower and less maneuverable than other German tanks, such as the Panzer III and IV. As a result, the tank was gradually phased out of service during the war, and only a few examples were still in use by 1942. It had an armor thickness that varied between different parts of the tank. The front armor of the tank was the thickest, measuring around 20 mm to 30 mm in thickness. The side armor was thinner, measuring around 15 mm to 20 mm in thickness, while the rear armor was even thinner, measuring around 10 mm to 15 mm in thickness. The thickness of the tank's armor was designed to provide protection against small arms fire and light anti-tank weapons, but it was not sufficient to withstand the heavier guns that became prevalent later in the war. Despite its relatively thick armor, the tank was vulnerable to attack from above, as its roof armor was thinner than the other armored plates. In terms of heights, the tank was relatively tall, measuring around 2.85 meters or 9 feet 4 inches from the ground to the top of the highest turret. This height made the tank an easy target for enemy artillery and air attacks, which could exploit the tank's large silhouette and lack of mobility. It had a top speed of around 25 kilometers an hour or 15.5 miles per hour on roads and flat terrain. However, its speed was reduced in off-road conditions and rough terrain, where it became more difficult to maneuver. The speed was considered adequate for its role as an infantry support tank, which was designed to operate alongside and providing cover fire for German infantry units. However, its limited speed and mobility made it less effective in more fluid and fast-moving battles, where speed and maneuverability were a critical factor for success. In conclusion, the tank played an important role in the Battle of Norway, providing valuable fire support to German infantry and demonstrating the potential of multi-turreted tanks. However, the tank's design limitations ultimately limited its effectiveness, and it was gradually replaced by more advanced German tanks as the war progressed. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like and subscribe button as it helps the channel out a lot. And you all stay cool and keep tanking.